Hello, everybody. It's Madeline from Italy Beyond the Obvious, and I am going to talk about your little black book in this lesson. This is lesson 6, and it's about your recommendations. How do you build them? How do you maintain them? How do you decide which one to give to which client? You're already a destination expert, but even that said, I wouldn't expect you're still going to have to do some work here. You're going to have to put these recommendations together. So let's get started. First, I just want to do kind of a little intro about what we're going to cover. So I'm going to talk about how to find your recommendations for these 4 categories: accommodations, tours, logistics, and food. And you can see that, I repeat this stuff over and over again. I've got my 5-step process. And everything falls into these different buckets. So of course, step 1 is the overall itinerary. And then step 2 is where all the specific recommendations kick off with recommendations for accommodations. You might remember step 3 is tours, step 4 is logistics, step 5 is food. So here's where we put together the buckets of the lists of recommendations in each bucket. Okay, and how do you store your recommendations? Where do you put them so you can find them easily? And then how do you keep track of client feedback? If you made a recommendation to someone and, somebody, they hated it or they loved it or whatever, how do you keep track of that? And I kind of refer to this as your little black book. I don't really love that name for it, because a little black book kind of implies that it's private and secret and you don't show it to anybody. And honestly, my approach is that I think secrets are silly. I don't think we need to hang on to our stuff and guard it and not share it with anybody. But I think calling it the little black book does get the message across. And at Italy Beyond the Obvious, we actually refer to it as our LBB, our little black book. So it's the best term I have. Anyway, I want to key point. This is an ongoing process. So this isn't something that I expect you to, watch this lesson, sit down, get everything done, and, done. You're finished. This is totally ongoing. I spend a lot of time reading and keeping up to date on these. I probably average, if I have to decide what I probably average 15 to 30 minutes every working day, just reading stuff. We'll get to that, but just subscribing to blogs and online magazines and